Another week, boys, and another TWAB. This one, yes, it's exactly what we've been asking for. So ladies and gents, buckle up, because we've got some hellacious sandbox changes heading our way. First up, this week at Bungie, we're investing in solar energy. We wrapped up Festival of the Lost this week, but cleaning up the decorations wasn't the only thing that changed in the tower. Ikora finished her construction project, closed out all permits, and Guardians launched an attack on the Undying Mine. The attack is ongoing, and all Season Pass holders can join in on Vex Offensive and transmat the finished portal from the tower to summon and defeat Undying Mines from different timelines. The impact of your victory has not been made clear just yet, but in time, you'll learn more about how this will further evolve the world as we transition into the next season. Alrighty, that's all dandy, but let's get into the sandbox changes. And by the way, what you're seeing in front of you today, guys, is actually Stadia gameplay. Yes, we will be reviewing it soon. I just wanted to let you know that this is what Google Stadia actually looks like. That review will be out as soon as we can get it out. But let's get into this TWAB. First up, solar ships. Next season, we are shaking up the solar subclasses. We are reworking several ability trees, and the Destiny dev team has the details on what to expect when you praise the sun next season. Oh, baby. Got that Dark Souls reference in there. I like it, Bungie. From the Destiny dev team, hey Guardians, it's the combat systems team here, back again to talk about some updates we're making to the ability sandbox in the next season. Previously, we spent a season focusing on subclasses of one specific element type, such as Arc and Void. Up next, the combat system team is tackling solar subclasses as our focus for gameplay updates. So Solar Week was a thing, it just got pushed back a bit. As we've mentioned in past TWABs, our goal with these subclass updates is to revisit some of older subclass paths and freshen them up a bit. In execution, this means that older subclass paths will feel like viable choices in many of our activities, and that players can find a home in any of them. When we start working on sandbox updates to follow Season of the Undying, our team looked at the whole catalog of solar subclasses by cross-referencing data, feedback, and conversation to figure out which subclasses need help, which are performing fine, and which ones are a bit too potent. During our investigations, it was pretty clear that 3 specific subclasses were underperforming and needed to be taken back into the shop for a rework. Here are the 3 subclasses. So first up, guys, we've got Gunslinger, Way of the Sharpshooter, which is bottom tree. Traditionally, Way of the Sharpshooter has mostly been used in specific PvE activities and almost exclusively paired with the Celestial Nighthawk helmet. We wanted to move Way of the Sharpshooter to be something players want to choose more often and for a wider range of activities. To do that, we needed to differentiate both Golden Gun paths and make Sharpshooter more versatile and interesting to use in PvE. In order to differentiate the 3-shot and 6-shot Golden Gun and better play into their fantasies, we've made the following changes. For 3-shot, we've increased the auto-aim distance and reliability when aiming down sights, as it fulfills the role of long-range accuracy. For 6-shot, we've actually shortened the damage fall-off range to emphasize the short-range gunfighter role with a lot of kill potential. While it can still perform at longer ranges, it may take an extra shot to get the job done. We've made other changes to Way of the Outlaw to help keep its potency, like adding new explosive procs knives that can stick to the surface and detonate when enemies pass nearby. Oh, that's nice. I wonder how much that proxy damage is though. If it's like a fraction of the knife damage, it won't be super helpful. I mean, it's still gonna just alert you to let you know when someone actually walks by wherever it is you place it at, but it's interesting. Now, moving on to the actual knife on Way of the Sharpshooter though, you're actually gonna get a new weighted knife, high damage knife thrown with a long windup. It travels at high speeds, bounces once, and does extra damage to the head. Precision shot final blows recharge the melee completely. It also does one-hit precision final blows inside of PvP. Oh my god. How long have I been hearing hunters talk about it for years? How knives should one-hit inside of Crucible. Well, there you go, boys. It's gonna one-hit kill inside of Crucible. And on top of that, precision shot final blows recharges your melee completely. That's insane. Now, moving on to the practice makes perfect perk. It actually will last longer, but gives a bit less energy per second. Precision hits, though, now grants 2 stacks. I can't even remember how many times this practice makes perfect stack. Is it to 5? 2 stacks per. Okay, so 3 shots, you get a stack of 5. I can't remember off the top of my head. but it lasts longer. There's probably like a threshold in which the new practice makes perfect benefits you more than the current practice makes perfect. Now, which stack that probably is, we'll have to test it. Bungie also has right here, new knock 'em down, precision final blows, increased weapon stability, and ADS speed. Timer starts at 10 seconds, but any additional final blow or assist can increase it up to 25 seconds. Casting your super with this buff above 20 seconds consumes the buff and grants extra damage. Holy hell! It does not stack with Celestial Nighthawk though. That is crazy! There's gonna be so many bottom tree gunslingers. We already know that is a good chance we're gonna be seeing solar mods in the artifact next season. This just solidifies it, boys. I hope you like fire. Now, the line 'em up perk is also getting a quality of life change. Old perks from Crowd Pleaser are now gonna be a part of this perk. Again, this is the perk that says Golden Gun can cause precision damage and precision shots generate orbs of light. So that's just gonna be bundled in one. It's essentially getting the same treatment as Bottom Tree Night Stalker did before Shadowkeep, or when Shadowkeep launched. All right, guys, gunslingers, hunters, look, man, y'all got a nasty subclass that's about to be in front of us. I want to see zero complaints, all right? Next season, if we're in a gunslinger meta, I don't want to hear one thing said about Titans, no more. All right, moving on, actually to the Titan class. Sunbreaker, Code of the Devastator, Middle Path. Titans who adhere to the Code of the Devastator want nothing more than to crush their foes with smoldering hammers, and we want to see them live their dreams. When our data indicated that this subclass was underperforming in PvP, we decided to make a few changes that should enable it to be more competitive. So first up, the Roaring Flame perk has received a significant buff to its bonus damage, and the buff now lasts 25% longer, making it easier to build and retain stacks between encounters. The base damage of throwing hammer melee abilities has increased. It's now very lethal inside of PvP while you have Roaring Flames active. In addition, once you've thrown the hammer and it's lying on the ground, you don't have to get quite as close to pick it back up. Finally, we tune the super in a number of ways. All right, so first up, Roaring Flame, guys, is a very nice perk. Essentially, the more solar ability kills that you get, the more it increases your ability damage. It actually stacks up to 3 times. The duration, though, I don't know it off the top of my head. 25% more. What are we looking at, guys? 12 seconds? 10 seconds? I don't know. I don't even know. Somebody else do the math. All I know is any buff in duration to Roaring Flames is a good buff. On top of getting an increase in damage, though, really makes us wonder at what point will our mini hammer here start one-hit KOing inside of Crucible? And of course, we haven't even started combining this with Worm God and other things. We already know we could do it with those things, but will the hammer be able to do it all on its own with, say, just one stack of Roaring Flames? Now, moving on to the super portion of this, Burning Maul will now last longer, giving you more time to use it strategically, instead of simply spamming the slam button. Titans, all we want to do is smash, right? We also increase the height of the heavy slam explosion, so this super should feel much more potent against airborne enemies. That's the gist of it. But here are more details. Throwing hammer, increase the impact damage from 100 to 120, and increase hammer pickup radius from 2 meters to 3.5 meters. They also adjusted hammer throw animations to fit a more damaging attack. I just hope it's quicker, man. I want the release to be faster, but I like that radius increase. That's extremely nice. 120 is also nice, but at what point will Roaring Flames allow us to get the one hit? That's what we want to know, boys. Burning Maul itself got an increase in duration from 21.2 seconds to 28.5. It's actually pretty good. That's a ginormous buff there in duration. I didn't even know it lasts for 21 seconds. But now I can last for a whole 28.5 seconds? Hot damn! They also reduced the light attack energy cost from 5% to 3%. They adjusted the animations so that it flows seamlessly into a chain light attacks without stopping. Oh, so you'll just be able to sit there indefinitely, keep spinning over and over again. Oh my God. The heavy attack as well, the Grand Slam attack, now detonates when it detects enemies above it. Detonation radius was increased to make landing attacks more consistent, but they did increase the energy costs here from 6% to 8%. Okay, so the main thing about the slam attack, so many times a hunter with stompies, man, will just jump over my hammer slam. Hopefully, it's got the height to still catch those guys before they can close the gap with the mind benders. But here's what we get with Burning Maul, guys. Not only can you smash your hammer more, but now you can smash more and smash longer. So for my Titan mains out there, yes, we will all be playing with big hammers next season. Now moving on to Dawnblade, Attunement of Sky. This is top tree. Oh, You ain't lying. This subclass, it needed some help. Bungie states right here, with the Attunement of Sky, we wanted to push its air superiority gameplay further. When we initially released this path, its movement capabilities were tuned around the original Destiny 2 gameplay experience, which was much slower and more deliberate about positioning. However, over time, this movement needed to adapt to new sandboxes. We wanted to give you the gameplay experience that the fantasy begs for, a flying angel who can maneuver with grace and destroy its foes below. Now, before we get started, I wanted to touch on one thing. To accomplish our goals of reworking the air superiority role, we needed to differentiate the two Daybreak paths from one another. As such, we reduced the speed at which Burst Glide accelerates players in Daybreak. We know this is a controversial change, but we wanted to reserve the air superiority gameplay with the Attunement of Sky, and the Burst Glide speed was blurring the lines between both Daybreak paths. Dude, I cannot say path today. Paths. Now, I'm pretty sure after that statement, we've got some warlocks in the comments section that are going to be crying. Yes, Bottom Tree Dawnblade will not be able to kill me in my spawn 3 times in a row. Thank God. Now, Icarus Dashes, while in Daybreak, have increased speed and thrust to recapture the Burst Glide gameplay for those running the air superiority path. We hope that while this change is different, you still feel as fast as before, but with maybe a bit more expression behind the speed. The rest of the changes are below. Okay, that's actually amazing. Icarus Dash, to me, like, adds a skill curve to reaching the height of that speed, which I think I'm gonna be okay with. I don't know, we'll just see. New Celestial Fire Melee. All right, so this is actually a new perk. Send a spiral of 3 explosive solar projectiles. Am I reading that right? This is the melee, and it sends a spiral of 3 explosive solar projectiles. Holy hell. Okay, so this is obviously going to be a major range melee. It's probably gonna be something similar to like Ball Lightning on Stormcaller, but in fire form. I wonder if it's got tracking. I'm not saying it probably does. I'm just saying that would be actually pretty cool if it's got tracking. Heat Rises. Consume your grenade to extend glide time and dramatically reduce in-air accuracy penalties for weapons. Whoa. Well, sky sniping is kind of a thing now. It's definitely going to be a thing after this. Already, Top Tree allows you to engage with enemies mid-air. About to be a Wing of Sacred Dawn meta. Now, Winged Sun. This is also a rework. Fire weapons. Use Celestial Fire and throw grenades while gliding. Airborne Final Blows grants melee energy and extend the duration of Heat Rises. All right, so again, the more kills you get while in the air, the more Celestial Fire melees you get back, thus resulting in you sending out those 3 explosive solar projectiles. And the longer you extend Heat Rises, the more accurate you stay while in air. This is like an infinite loop of synergy. Not gonna lie, I'm a bit aroused from a dress wearer of all things. Now, Icarus Dash. Rework. Tap crouch twice to dodge in midair. Dodging in Daybreak accelerates players farther and costs less super energy while under the effects of Heat Rises. Added note, due to the nature of these reworks, Wings of Sacred Dawn received a buff where it gains 15% damage resistance while Tomb of Dawn is active. Holy hell, I just said that was going to be meta. Well, it's definitely going to be meta now. Again, Tomb of Dawn, guys, is the intrinsic perk found on Wing of Sacred Dawn that allows you to stay suspended in air while aiming on the Dawnblade class. And simply getting weapon hits extends the effect's duration. So that, in combination with the extra 50% damage resistance. What? Now, the thing to take away from Icarus Dash here. Okay, you can dodge further, but it states right there that it costs less super energy while under the effects of Heat Rises. I didn't even know it costs super energy. Is this like a new change? Just know, if you consume your grenade though, you automatically proc Heat Rises. This means you use up less super, and if you combine it with Wings of Sacred Dawn, you get a free 15% damage resistance. My lord. All right, should have some people playing Top Tree Dawnblade now. I might actually put on a dress. I might do it for a day, just for a day. Now moving on, we do have Iron Banner returning next week. My God, did Iron Banner come twice this month? I know we're on like a short season right now, but we've had so many Iron Banners. Again though, guys, it starts next Tuesday. I know some people are out for Thanksgiving. Maybe you haven't played a lot of Destiny this season. If you are in the process of trying to obtain enhanced perks, I will say Iron Banner is one of the best ways to do it, and it also rewards you pinnacle gear. Well guys, that pretty much wraps up all of our sandbox changes announced in today's TWAB. Again, these things will not roll out until the next season starts, which is actually like less than 3 weeks away or something. Was it 3 weeks away? 2 weeks away? 2.5 weeks away? I can't believe it's about to be another season. Now, before I let you guys go, big shout out to our sponsor today, MojoDesk. Mojo has got the mojo going on, fellas. We love love them because they cured our back. It's a standing desk, and yeah, it is a little expensive, but the gentleman over there at Mojo has given us a $125 discount on their desk for the next 2 days only with code Aztecross. So guys, down below is a link. It's my affiliate link. Make sure you input the code Aztecross if you're wanting to get the $125 off on this desk. And this is for the Mojo Gamer Pro desk. This is the same desk that I use. I know many other gamers use it. Glad uses it. He swears up and down about it. It's a fantastic standing desk, and it's probably going to outlive me. That's just how good the quality is. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching. And as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.